Cozmik UV. Cozmik UV is where you be. Let's get the subscriptions up. Subscribe. Donate to the show, man. Donate. Well, Royal day, royal afternoon, royal night, whatever it is that you're gonna listen to the truth, feel shine, and let your mind take flight. Hope all is well. Conscious mind versus unconscious mind. Let's go. Alright, so y'all know the routine. We can go share it around. And then we gonna get up, get down. Alright, be back. Biggie, bang, bang. Hope all is well. Yeah. Cozmik UV, conscious mind versus unconscious mind. Let's go. We're gonna do the zombie mind too. We're gonna do the zombie mindset. We gotta do that, man. We gotta do the zombie mindset. second. We gotta know what type of zombies we dealing with out this bitch, ain't it, man? We gotta know what type of all the zombies. All the zombies we dealing with out this bitch. You know what I mean? So look, we got a great show for you coming up. We got Empress take you far no matter what you are. She's gonna do her portion of the show. We're gonna let it go, we're gonna let it flow. Alright, the conscious mind versus the unconscious mind dynamic takes on unique depth when applied to the Black experience, indigenous Capricorn experience, especially given the historical, cultural, and psychological forces that have shaped the collective psyche of Capricorn Black indigenous people globally. Alright, let's get it. Conscious mind versus unconscious mind. Alright, the core differences. The core differences. What is the core differences? Here we go. Aspect. Conscious mind, unconscious mind. Conscious mind, awareness. Active thoughts. Logic and decisions. Unconscious mind, automatic patterns, suppressed memories, ancestral programming. Control. Conscious mind, voluntary action. Unconscious mind, involuntary responses, trauma-based behaviors, ain't it, man? So that's why that trauma bond to be happy, because you motherfuckers ain't even your conscious mind, and you unconscious, ain't you, man? Check it out. Time frame, conscious mind, present focused, present focused. Unconscious mind, past influenced, generationally stored. Past influence, generationally stored. Access, conscious mind, easily accessed. Unconscious mind, harder to access without deep introspection and healing. Without deep introspection and healing. In the context of the Black community, indigenous Capricorn original people, conscious mind, quote unquote, the woke state, end quote, represent the state of awareness where Black people begin to question systems, racism, capitalism, Eurocentric norms, reclaim African identity, indigenous identity, cultural, and history, make deliberate decisions about health, knowledge, and/or education and community. Example, choosing to eat plant-based. An example, choosing to eat plant-based. Support Black-owned businesses or homeschool children. These are conscious choices that challenge unconscious conditioning. Ain't that some shit? These are conscious choices that challenge unconscious conditioning, ain't it, man? Unconscious mind, the state of programmed. Unconscious mind, the programmed state, all right? The conscious mind is the woke state. The unconscious mind is the programmed state, ain't it, man? Holds eternalized racism, generational trauma, and colonial conditioning, shaped by enslavement and colonization, media misrepresentation, systemic oppression, and miseducation. Damn. Often shows up as, listen to this, self-doubt, imposter syndrome. Oh man, a lot of us are facing that, and we ain't never gonna admit that imposter syndrome shit. Yeah, we doing a show on imposter syndrome. That's coming up. That's heavy. That's going on in every aspect of the Black or indigenous dating, eating, talking to people on the regular. Yeah, that sabotage is crazy. Imposter syndrome is crazy. Colorism, self-hate, and disunity. Fear of true liberation. Example, feeling discomfort around natural hair or crown, dark skin or Pan-African or indigenous practices, even without knowing why. That's the unconscious mind at work. That is the unconscious mind at work. How the two interact, how the conscious mind and the unconscious mind interact. Many black people live unconsciously. Many black people live, indigenous Coppertone people live unconsciously or consciously, live consciously in conflict. Many black people live consciously. You know it's there, in conflict with their unconscious programming. God damn. Many black people live consciously in conflict with their unconscious programming. Ain't it mine? Conscious mind says, I am proud to be black or indigenous, Coppertone, etc. Unconscious mind whispers, however, are you really good enough? Oh man. This internal war can drain spiritual and emotional energy, create division, within families. This eternal war can This is why you the black, purple, and orange sheep and these goofy ass earth family motherfuckers don't fuck with you and they don't want to know no knowledge yourself. They at war with their own fuck ass, and you can help them maneuver or win the fucking war way more easier, but they don't want to do that. They want to just do it all on their own. Create division within families, relationships, and movements. Ain't it man? They suffering with their indoctrinations and they zombie-like state, man. Functioning zombies. Delayed unity and collective progress. This is why melanin and indigenous Coppertone people aren't making progress in a reasonable manner or fashion, because it's a lot of people at war with their motherfucking selves within, and your indoctrinations. That's what I keep saying to you. But you're gonna get there, or maybe not. Healing and reprogramming the unconscious to liberate black indigenous Coppertone minds. Shadow work. That's what a lot of y'all always be yelling. But then when we get to this raw, unfiltered truth, you motherfuckers want to talk about the presentation. What you think? Shadow work about to give you some specific type of shit or some shit, man? When you go in the shadows, you don't know what the fuck you gonna find, ain't it, man? Ain't it, man? That's why a lot of us were scared of the dark at first, ain't it, man? Shadow work, addressing trauma, fears, suppressed identities, affirmations and visualization, rewiring beliefs. Get out of your believing and elevate to start knowing. Ancestral work, honoring lineage to restore pride, community healing, sharing safe spaces for inner work such as sacred space. All in your face. Empress star, take you far no matter where you are. She gonna be coming through the sacred space very soon. She's picking it up until you stop it. Alright, and Who You With Wednesday is coming up this week. You know what I mean? We're gonna hit the street scoop. Tell me some pumpkin, man. Salute to Juicy J. Alright, deprogramming. Replacing Eurocentric ideals with indigenous or African-centric or Afrocentric or African-centric values. Summary: conscious black mind, unconscious black mind. Conscious black mind seeks liberation and truth The unconscious black mind holds generational chains and fears. The conscious black mind questions narratives and reclaims roots. The unconscious black mind does what? Clings to survival patterns and systems. That's why I be telling you a lot of these fucking family member earth niggas and these colleague niggas, they are too far the fuck gone, man. They are clinging to survival patterns and systems. That fucking whip is fucking non-breakable, unbreakable. Conscious black mind chooses healing and unity. Unconscious black mind does what? Repeats trauma cycles. The unconscious black mind repeats trauma cycles if unaddressed. Okay, the unconscious mind versus the conscious mind. When it comes to diet, the black diet, indigenous copper tone diet. Let's dive into how the conscious and versus the unconscious mind directly shapes the influences the diet. Yo, commercial break. Now, let's go. All this daggone, we gotta check noise, man. We gotta have the studio quiet, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta do some commercial breaks to make sure the studio quiet, man. Okay, directly shapes and influences the black diet, indigenous copper tone diet, especially in the context of ancestral disconnection, colonial influence, and the current push towards healing and liberation. The Berea Shai. Conscious mind versus unconscious mind. The black diet aspects. Conscious mind, liberated choices. Unconscious mind, programmed eating. A lot of you niggas is programmed, ain't it, man? Y'all know that though. Y'all know that by now. We ain't telling you nothing you don't know. You just ain't doing shit about it. This is why we gonna hold your fuck ass accountable. I don't feel no sympathy for you motherfuckers making the decision to do fuck shit over and over again. Who the fuck gonna keep doing that? Y'all want pacifications for doing the same shit consciously over and stupid shit over and over and over again. Fuck out of here. Alright, here we go. Aspects, food decisions, conscious mind. Intentional, health-driven, culturally reclaimed. Unconscious mind, habitual, comfort-based survival mode. When y'all keep talking about like minds and all this other shit, we gotta understand what type of minds we dealing with. And then what level of conscious mind that they're on. You know, it's levels to this consciousness shit. It's levels to the knowing, ain't it, man? The all-knowing and all of that, huh? Or knowing a little bit about a lot, ain't it, man? Look, awareness. Conscious mind knows food is tied to healing and identity. Unconscious mind disconnects food from health or purpose. Cultural connection, reclaiming indigenous, plant-based, alkaline, and or soul foods that actually cultivate your soul and not deteriorate your shit, goofy. Unconscious mind adopts colonial process fast food norms. Adopts colonial process fast food norms, and y'all will rationalize a whole lot of shit. That's some sad shit, ladies and gentlemen. You niggas will rationalize. Well, you could die anything. You could do it. Yeah, see, that's that zombie talk. They be doing that zombie talk. I gotta do a whole show on this zombie talk. That type of I'm gonna call it zom talk. Yeah. Okay, the conscious mind, influence source, guided by inner wisdom. The conscious mind guided by inner wisdom, spiritual guidance, ancestral ways, unconscious mind, influenced by media. The unconscious mind is influenced by media, trauma, and convenience and addiction. Ain't that something, man? Result, conscious mind, health, restoration, clarity, longevity, unconscious mind, dis-ease, dis-ease, fatigue, confusion, dependency, unconscious mind, the program black diet, unconscious mind, the program black diet, rooted in survival, slavery, and colonization, quote unquote soul food, end quote origins. Many traditional soul foods were survival meals, nigga. Many traditional soul food meals were only survival meals, nigga. So you niggas be saying we eating our soul food, nigga, that shit killing you, nigga. Yeah, man, it ain't but a survival meal, man. You ain't doing shit, you doing that bad man. From scraps during slavery. Do you hear that? Traditional soul foods were survival meals from scraps during slavery, often high in fat, salt, and sugar. And we wondering why goddamn majority of us walk around this bitch obese and all of this other ass shit, you know? A lot of our elders and all of this, the children obese and all this old goofy ass shit. Addiction to processed food, sugar, dairy, fried foods often trigger dopamine. However, mask emotional and spiritual pain. This is why a lot of people say they're an emotional eater, huh? That's why they say they're an emotional fucking eater, huh? Sugar, dairy, fried foods, etc. often trigger dopamine. However, mask emotional and spiritual pain. This is why a lot of you niggas and niggas are emotional eaters. Emotional eating, damn, isn't that next? Eating for comfort, not for vitality, little niggas. You eating for comfort, not vitality, little niggas. Let's come on with these brick and mortar goddamn facts. Food desserts. Many black communities have limited access to healthy food options. No, they don't. They just choosing the bullshit. They got access to food banks. They got access to whatever, but it's all about choice at this juncture, baby. It's all about choice at this juncture. Reinforcing poor habits unconsciously. Colonial disconnection. Traditional African or indigenous diets, fruits, greens, grains, herbs were replaced by what? Western processed foods. Western processed foods, goddammit. Unconscious thought. This is how my family always ate. End quote. That's how a lot of you niggas are. That's how a lot of y'all always say. What I'm used to be doing, that's what we've been eating. It's a genetics thing. It's just my genetics. We just big boned and shit. All kind of dumbass, stupid ass shit. It's just genetics and shit. No. It's your stupid ass process that you keep doing. Your fucked up ass generational trauma that you pass down all these goddamn decades and centuries to it, nigga. That's just rationalizations along the way that you've made up in your sickness, nigga. And your dis-ease, huh? That's just rationalizations you made along the way of your dis-ease, ain't it, Mike? Even sick people can make goddamn dis-ease, huh? Just like anybody, huh? However, the deeper truth, this was passed down from trauma, not from health. This was passed down from all that trauma bond and all that bullshit y'all be doing. Not from health. That's what a lot of y'all niggas be doing when you come together on these holidays, nigga. Hollow, HOLLOW, DAZE. Hollow days. Put your goofy ass in the days because you eating this chemical that's gonna put your body in a motherfucking dis-ease. That's gonna put your body in the days, B. This is the reason why. This is the passing down of the trauma, ain't it, man? Not health, ain't it, man? This is why a lot of the people in the beings we want to get it like-minded. Oh, the diet got to be the same in order for them to see what? To see clearly now. Ain't it, man? The calcification of the pineal gland is gone, ain't it, man? They can see clearly now the pineal gland is now decalcified, ain't it, baby? Let's go. Conscious mind. Reclaiming the black diet. A powerful return to food as medication, medicine, culture, and resistance. Relearning traditional, indigenous, African, etc. and diets, alkaline, herbal, high in plant fiber. Overstanding, not understand. We don't stand under shit. We over fucking stand. We stand over the motherfucker. Yeah. Overstanding that food affects mental clarity, ho. This is why we goddamn can't go, ain't it, man? This is why everybody can't go, cause what? Food affects mental clarity, ho. That's why we can't go, huh? That's why they can't go, man. And we trying to figure out why we can't talk to these dummies, ain't it, man? Why you calling them dummies, Robert? Cause they're making a conscious decision to eat the bullshit, ain't it, man? So they make them a dummy, huh? They make them a dummy or a zombie one. Which one is it? Which one do you like better? Sound better? It says overstanding that food affects what? Mental clarity, ho. So you can't even, you aren't a you, them, they, those aren't able, you aren't able to think clear in any facet of goddamn your life, nigga. Dating, economics, goddamn anything. You hear what I said, Mike? Huh? That's why a lot of these motherfucking elders and church people, y'all stuck into the goddamn, you caught up in the rapture deja vu, baby. Huh? You caught up in the motherfucking rapture, bitch. It's a mental clarity, ho. So your diet affect the way your dumb ass is thinking, bitch. Then we do a goddamn plant-based food or brain food presentation for you niggas, huh? This the reason why you brain dead. This is why you hard-headed and shit and you stubborn like a motherfucker bitch. This is why you're stagnant, huh? This is why you got brain fog, huh? Spiritual connection, huh? It says what? Overstanding that food affects what? Mental clarity, spiritual connection. So how, if your diet ain't intact, how you contacting the ancestors, Mike? Huh? You probably not even contacting the right ancestors, ain't it, man? You contacting somebody else's. Unless your ancestors eat the slop too, huh? So y'all, it's a bunch of wasteland, just passed down wasteland, huh? Overstanding that food affects mental what? Clarity, little nigga. Spiritual connection and generational health, huh? Put your ego on the shelf, little nigga. Put your toxic ego on the shelf. Choosing foods that activate melanin. Choosing foods that do what? Activate melanin. Boost the immune system and reverse chronic illness. And reverse chronic illness. You niggas like to eat the shit that's gonna feed your illness, ain't it, man? And then they want you to do what? Sit around and feel sympathy for them, ain't it, man? Huh? And feed them false hope. Yeah, you gonna get better? No, you're not, because you're not gonna eat better. You're not doing better. So you're not gonna get better, bitch. We gotta stop lying to people, baby. That's the stuff we be doing. We want to lie to make niggas feel better about their sickness, nigga. Huh? We want to lie to make people more comfortable in their sickness. God damn. So we just as bad as the damn colonizers, ain't we, man? Huh? Because we colonizing our damn selves because we want to make people feel good about being goddamn goofy. Intentionally supporting black farmers, herbalists, and chefs. Huh? Fasting, detoxing, using food for energy, not just pleasure, ain't it, man? Using food for energy, not just pleasure. And instant gratification, little niggas. Conscious thought, little niggas. Conscious thought. This is the conscious thought. I eat to fuel. I eat to fuel my purpose and not preserve my lineage. Ooh, brick and mortar. Brick and mortar balls. I eat to fuel my purpose and not preserve my lineage of bullshit. How to shift from unconscious to conscious eating. Ain't it, man? It's levels to this consciousness, man. It's levels to it all. Now let's intellectually bold. Practice. Study traditional indigenous African plant-based diets. Why it matters. Reconnects with pre-slavery food wisdom. Intermittent fasting, detoxing, resets unconscious cravings. That's where your cravings, because you aren't fasting. Okay, grow your own food, support black farmers. Black breaks resilience on systems built to harm. Mindful eating turns meals into rituals of gratitude and self-love. Learn foods' spiritual properties. Learn foods' spiritual properties. Food isn't physical, it's spiritual. God damn. Food isn't spiritual, physical. Food isn't physical, it's spiritual. So ladies, babies, if you look, because I know that's what the number one thing our women use to impress us. You hear me? So I told you, gentlemen, food is not what? Feeding your soul and your spirit, baby. If it's not cultivated, that shit don't count. That shit don't count, baby. Final thought. If you can control a people's food, you can control their frequency. God damn. If you can control the people's food, you can control their frequency. The black diet is a battlefield between the programming of enslavement and the liberation of awareness. Ain't that something? To choose conscious nourishment is to reject unconscious survival. We have the part that we about to come through now with Empress. Well, she's getting set up, so let me let her get set up real quick. Or I'm gonna just knock this show out real quick. And y'all give me a commercial break. Okay, Empress in place to get set up for hers. I will close out the show and we done for the day. It's gonna be brief and short as possible. All right, peace. Hold on.
We're back. I hope you enjoyed the show so far. I'm going to continue on. Talking about the conscious mind versus the unconscious mind when it comes to Black economics. The aspect of the mind, Cozmik. Sorry about that. Having a couple technical difficulties. Give me 1 second and I'll be right back. Thank you so much for holding on. All right, we're just going to jump right back into this, talking about the conscious mind versus when it comes to Black economics. All right, so we're going to talk about the aspects of the mindset. Conscious economic mind. Ownership, circulation, wealth building. That's in the mindset. When it comes to the unconscious mindset, economic mind, consumption, dependent, survival, and survival thing. The aspect is money and purpose. For the conscious economic mind, it's a tool for freedom, nation building, and legacy. For the unconscious mind, the aspect of money purpose is a symbol of status or short-term pleasure. When it comes to behavior economics, according to the conscious mind, we should invest, collaborate, and create systems. Versus the unconscious mind, which spends, competes, relies on outside validation. For the conscious mind, when it comes to a wealth model, we should focus on group economics and generational wealth versus the unconscious mind, which just focuses on individualism or living paycheck to paycheck. According to the conscious mind, when it comes to influence, the conscious economic mind, it will more focus on our ancestors, liberation thinkers, and African and Pan-African philosophy versus the unconscious mind, where it's still focused on colonial economics, media, and capitalist programs. The unconscious economic mind, rooted in generational poverty, colonialization, and capitalism toxic programs. We usually put you in a scarcity mindset where you think that there's not enough for us all, or the crabs in the barrel effect with competition over collaboration, consumerism addiction, overspending on brands, fashion, tech, just to feel valuable, mistrust of Black businesses, preferring white-owned as more legit, which a lot of times those are the biggest scammers. Another thing is our short-term mindset, being focused on jobs, not legacy, checks, not assets. The unconscious thought that goes to that is, as long as I have money to survive or flex, I'm good. But you're really not. Conscious Black mind, economic mind, claims money as a tool for liberation, not just survival. Group economics is supporting and circulating money within the Black community. We need more asset building, accumulating land, businesses, ownership of stocks, crypto, intellectual property, etc., etc. We definitely need more collective elevations, such as building family compounds, schools, banks, and healing centers. We all need to work towards entrepreneurship because it's creating value, not just working for great wages. Which leads us to legacy planning. We need more trust, we need insurance, inheritance for our future generations. So here will be the conscious thought that goes along with that. My wealth is tied to my people's freedom. My wealth is tied to my people's freedom. So the internal conflict with all of this is many melanated people are caught between the two, consciously wanting to support black businesses, but unconsciously doubting their quality. Wanting to build wealth, but programmed to spend it as soon as it comes. Talking about ownership, but afraid to leave a job or challenge financial norms. So now we're just going to go into a few tools to shift from unconscious to conscious black economics. What actions do we need to take? First, we need to buy from black businesses weekly, daily, monthly, yearly, all the time. And why does this matter, you may ask? Because it circulates wealth within the community. We need to study more books on wealth. We need to take more courses. We need to become more informed. Why does this matter? Because it rewires old money beliefs. We need to get into group investments and land ownership, because it builds generational power, not just individual gains. We need to teach our children early about money, because it breaks the cycle of generational and financial ignorance. We need to another action we need to take is that we need to shift the focus from status to asset. And why does this matter? It moves from showing wealth to building it. One more time. We need to shift the focus from status to asset. Why? Because it moves from showing wealth to actually building wealth. We need to practice Pan-African trade and support, because it strengthens the global black economy, Africa, the Caribbean, and every other dark and melanated country. So pretty much, liberation starts in the mind. So with the conscious melanated economic, you own, you create, you multiply. You think long term, you think generational. Build with community, money as a tool for revolution. And with the unconscious black economic mind, you spend, you depend, and you just want to survive. You live for now, you live from paycheck to paycheck. Distrust, compete within the community, you distrust black-owned business. You see money as status or a way out of struggle. And you can't build black liberation on white-owned foundations. For the people in the back, you can't build black liberation on white-owned foundations. All right, so now we're going to talk about the conscious mind versus the unconscious mind, the melanated experience. The conscious mind is the awakened mind. It is empowered. The identity, it makes you self-aware. It's connected to African roots and divinity. Your diet is more intentional, plant-based, ancestral, alkaline, and more spiritual. When it comes to economics, there's more ownership, there's more group economics, and generational wealth. And for the mindset, it's liberated, it's liberation driven and future building, focused on building the future. The culture is reclaimed and honored. The behavior is healing, investing, empowering self as well as others. And it's influenced by ancestral wisdom, inner chi, and spirituality. On the other hand, the program that is conditioned Black experience, you're disconnected and you're shaped by colonization, media, and generational trauma. Your diet is addictive, processed, colonial-based, soul food for survival.
Yes, lad.
Instead of practicing group economics or generational wealth, it's consumerism, and dependency, short-term thinking, scarcity-driven, and fear-based. For the culture, it's forgotten or replaced by Eurocentric ideas, which leads to reacting behavior, surviving, or repeating generational cycles. The influence of the conditioned mind is colonial education, media, and systematic oppression. The war between the two minds. Many melanated people are trapped between a conscious desire for freedom versus an unconscious pull toward familiar pain. A spiritual calling to rise versus a generational program to survive. This creates internal conflict resulting in health struggles, financial instability, cultural confusion, and delayed unity. Liberation requires deprogramming the unconscious. To transition from survival to sovereignty, we as melanated people must shift from coping with oppression to create independent systems. We need to shift from eating to feel full to eat to activate the life force. We should shift from spending for approval, investing for legacy. We should shift from distrusting self and others to reclaiming self-worth and community trust. We need to shift from forgetting the past and go into honoring the ancestors and the ancient ways. What's unconscious will rule your life until you make it conscious. So basically, here's the blueprint. Conscious mind awakens truth, it heals the body, it builds wealth, it protects legacy, and it honors the ancestors. And on the other hand, the unconscious mind holds trauma, it accepts illusions, it follows colonial scripts, fears freedom, and consumes without question. So Black liberation is a mental revolution first, until the unconscious programming is healed. No real freedom, physical, financial, or spiritual, can be fully sustained. So once again, thank you so much for listening to this program on the conscious and unconscious mind and how to integrate them for the better. Now I like to say, woo, 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 woo. Who you with Wednesday? Cozmik Mind.
UV. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. All right. Gratitude for another presentation for the near shot. That was excellent. The Empress starts to take party, no matter where you are, who you with. Wednesdays coming up this week. We're gonna let the truth speak. We're probably gonna do the poly talk. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna let that truth walk, B. We're gonna do that poly talk and let that truth walk. You hear me? Outside of that, we got the sacred space coming. Empress Star is still seeking let me see, committed and consistent hosts and people that want to build, you know what I'm saying, and actually get some work done. Feminine energies is elevated actually about what they say they're about and not just talk. Alright, so sacred space will be coming at you, whether she got to do a dolo or she has her founders or not. You know, and then when it grows, don't be mad. Get in while it's got to being on the ground surface. But that's what we tend to charge you. But you forget when it was free. So yeah. Alright, peace and abundance, and guess what? Oh yeah, we got some more shows coming up, by the way. We got more shows coming up. B. So like I said, Sacred Space, Who You With Wednesdays. I got the interview tonight coming up through here. Eternal El Bay or Buddha. You know what I'm saying? Buddha E. He coming through here with his interview tonight, you know what I'm saying? So or live stream tonight, you know what I mean? So y'all make sure that's gonna be a great guest right there. And we've done plenty of lives before. He called his show Sacred Space as well. So that's excellent alignment right there. So that's really it, man. If you want to get a message out, interview or whatever, collab with me and support, subscribe, donate, and Cozmik IUV.